Hi friends, I am Rijo Joseph and welcome to today's topic. Well, today we are going to discuss 14 books that are a must read for every woman once in their life. I know when it comes to books, there are no specific books which are made for men and only exclusively for women. But definitely there are books that certain women find very intriguing or certain men find very intriguing and they are more helpful for that gender. So here I am going to tell you 14 books that are a must read. This is going to be a two-part video, and in the first part I'm going to suggest you 7 books and the next part will also be suggesting you 7 more books. So let's begin. The first book on the list is SelfLove Workbook for Women by Logan. For all those who want a book that goes beyond passive reading and who want to take a proactive approach to reading, this self-help book by therapist Logan is a must-read. This book is filled with practical exercises, quizzes, proven techniques, and worksheets. This book gives you ample amount of time and resource to get and delve into self-improvement. You can immerse yourself in this wonderful workbook and find your way to self-love. Second book on the list is Daring Greatly by Brene. Brene is here to help us lean on to our vulnerable selves. In today's world, when everybody is trying to shrug off their deepest feelings, Brene tells us to identify them, connect with them, and get accustomed to enjoy the paradoxes of courage. This book is a blend of intensive research and a personal memoir, and it tells us to lean on to our courageous selves. It helps us to explore deep within our own selves. This book helps us to fight beyond the sense of shame and also tells us to be your true self. Third book on the list is The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. Gretchen Rubin tried to dedicate 1 full year to something that we all are trying to get to, a little more happiness. Offering practical advice and tips on how to be happier, more productive, more creative, and healthier, this book can be called the Bible of self-help books. This New York Times bestseller brings together science, humor, and awareness, and a lot of creative ideas to get you onto the journey to find joy. Before I talk about the 4th book in the list, I request you all to please check the description box because I'll be posting the links to these books and where you can click and buy them. The 4th book on the list is Girl Wash Your Face by Hollis. For all those women out there who feel you are not at a place where you are supposed to be, this book by Hollis is a source of inspiration that all that you people need. This book tackles 20 misconceptions that hold us back from living our most beautiful life. Rachel deals with some very vulnerable topics like parenting, relationship, family, love, success, and so many more other topics. And she gives out a clear picture what it needs to be to lead a happy life. And mind you, as a motivational speaker, Hollis has got the jargon to write or hit deep into the reader's or the listener's mind. So this is a must-read book for all of you. 5th book on the list is Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Gottlieb. Therapists need treatment or therapy too. And this wonderful memoir talks about when Gottlieb moves away from a therapist's chair to a patient's couch. A New York Times bestseller, this riveting book bites you deep in and brings out chapters which involves a lot of humor and conversational honesty. This book takes an honest look at what it means to self-grow or what it means to have self-growth in 2 ways. 1, helping others. 2, helping your own self. Enlightening in a very subtle way and not leaning too much on the self-help genre, You Should Talk to Someone is a breath of fresh air. 6th book on the list is Professional Troublemaker by Luvvie Ajayi. Everybody has fears which stops our initial growth, and this book by New York Times bestseller and TED Talk superstar Luvvie Ajayi helps us to face that fears head on. Bringing wit and warmth to this fear-fighting manual, the author reminds us to be really audacious whenever we are entering into our lives, into our careers, or into our dreams. Rather than pretending that we can be at a place where there will be no fear, the author tells us ways and means to tackle fear and keep on moving ahead regardless of the fears that we have. So this book has a very realistic approach towards the fears in our life, and definitely a must read for everyone. The 7th book on the list is Yoke by Jessamyn Stanley. Yoke by Jessamyn Stanley tells us to face and confront the toughest things in our life by staying in our sweet, energetic flow. This book is full of autobiographical essays which helps us to stay focused on to improving our own lives in one way or the other. This book talks about a whole range of challenges, like from imposter syndrome to the job of loving your own self. Along with this, Stanley also holds up a lens to the Western world of yoga and their own practices. Balancing light and dark, good and bad, and delving into the yoke of all of it, this book comes out to be a real gem when it comes to self-help books for women. So these are the first 7 self-help book recommendations for women, and the following 7 will be coming up in the next video. So keep watching. Thanks and goodbye.